Hello, welcome to my channel if you're a new viewer, and welcome back if you're an existing subscriber. Today I'd like to carry on with PROCON-Connect, and today I'm going to talk about MQTT comms. So in the previous video I showed you how to set up Modbus TCP comms to read data from a device, and now in this video we're going to use MQTT to pass through that data to an MQTT broker. This is the third in a series of PROCON-Connect videos, all part of the same playlist. Okay, so let me move on to my controller's web server now. So as previous video, this is a Weidmuller M3000 high-end controller. I'm looking at the apps installed inside the controller, and the only one that I'm really looking at is the PROCON-Connect app, which is up and running. Everything's fine. So I click into that, open it, log in with the default password, Procon. So I've already created a project, so this was explained in the previous video, setting up Modbus. So you might want to watch that first for some info, and then I want to set up MQTT. So MQTT is actually part of what we call the IIOT connector, Industrial Internet of Things connector. So open that. So at the moment there's no cloud connector configured, so we need to set that up. But before we can do that, we actually need to select our MQTT broker. So let me show you how I did that. I did a search for MQTT Cool testing client. And then there you go, there's the software. So open that, and you may find some addresses here of different brokers. So what I've done, if I go into setup, I'm actually using this. So if you copy what I've put there, broker.mqtt.cool, protocol is TCP, and the port is 1883, and don't worry about username and password. They can be added later if you want, but this is purely for simple testing. So save your changes. Okay, so that is done at the moment. So if I go back to the web server of the controller, go back in and add a connector, and I want MQTT as where I want my collected data to be passed on to. Okay, so give that a name, and then get rid of the S, make it unsecure, and then put the same information as previous, broker.mqtt.cool, and then the port number 1883. Yeah, so let me just show you that again. There it is. So instead of TCP now, it's MQTT, but the rest is identical. So let me just actually show you those side by side. There you go, broker.mqtt cool 1883. Okay, that's done. Change it to version 3.11. Leave that rest of it the same. Security, I'm not going to set up a username and password at this point, and I'm not setting any of this up, so leave that alone. Configuration. Configuration, client ID, I'm not actually using that either. So what is important here is the name of the topic and the topic itself. So the name is literally just a name, so I'll call it MQTT topic, and topic instance is the terminology. Topic instance relates to the variable you want to either read or write. So publish means you're writing it, subscribe means you're reading it. You notice that you've got these WMIIOT, quite long-winded instances, but you can delete them and change them to something more meaningful to you. So I'm going to call it value 1, and I'm going to subscribe to the same value. So in other words, I can publish a value called value 1, the topic name, or the topic, sorry, to the broker, and then I can subscribe to it and read it back. So basically I'm reading the value of a variable or tag or topic called value1. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's all I've changed there, giving it a topic pre-published definition, a name, and then the topic I'm subscribing to and the topic I'm publishing. Save that. So it says it's been created, but it's not connected yet. So what I also need to do now is associate the tag. So you actually click in here. It's really not obvious. Click in here. Add tag, definition name, call it from Modbus, and publish tag value. I want it to be publish tag periodically, and I'll just publish it every 5 seconds, but you can make it minutes, hours, seconds, etc. Okay, and then you click into here and look at your tags. So go into define captured tags, and this exists because this is one I previously created in my telemetry in my Modbus video. So you might want to watch the Modbus video. So that's the tag I'm subscribing and publishing over MQTT. Save that. Save that. And connect. Start connecting. Connector successfully connected. Close. Okay, so that looks good. Save that. If you look at that value, it should keep incrementing. So every 5 seconds I'm publishing that value from a Modbus telemetry to MQTT. So just to show my telemetry app, driver configuration, I'm using Modbus TCP, but you could be using Allen Bradley, Rockwell, or Codesys or OPC UA. So I will be doing videos for those services, but so far I've done Modbus, and now we're doing the IIOT side. And that's the tag we're sending, if you remember. Okay, so that all looks good. So what I can do now is actually open up the MQTT broker, connect to it, and remembering the topic name I used, which was value1, I can subscribe to that value1, and then hopefully every 5 seconds, there you go, I'm getting the data I've published. So you get a lot of information. You get the data type, status code good, a timestamp, and the most important thing is the value. So I'm seeing the value of 897. So that's the value coming from a 16-bit digital input card of a U remote Modbus TCP slave. And as I say, it's updating every 5 seconds. I can also publish to the same value directly in here. So if I type in, I could type what I want. Hello. There it goes at the top. Okay, so I can subscribe to read the value, and I can actually write the value from here. So this testing client's very nice because I don't need to register it. I just need to open the web page and point to the MQTT broker I want to use, and it's free to use, and you've also got feedback of what you're doing. Okay, so that's that part done. So what I can also show you now is how in Node-RED I can publish and subscribe to this broker as well. So let me do that now. So if I switch to the web page of the controller, so that tab is normally still open to the left of the Procon tab. Click on there, go to the home page, go to Node-RED. So if you haven't installed it, you need to go to the App Store and install it. Okay, so the only bit we're interested in is this bit of code here. So you can copy this. So this is an inject block, and if I click in here, the message.topic, or the variable I want to write to, is called value1, and I want to send a numeric value 1234. And if I click into MQTT published node, then you'll see that I'm using exactly the same path as you saw here. there, exactly the same, and the topic is value 1, and if I need to edit that I can go in here, but basically there it is, MQTT version 3.11, so they agree. Security is not set up, I haven't set any messages up, but here if I wanted to I could enable security, a username and a password in here, and then if I flick back to the MQT testing client and I go to, let's stop it a minute, go to edit, I can put a username and a password there to make it a bit more secure, but that should work. I've not tested it. Okay, so go back to here, so that's it. We'll make sure it's pointing to 1883, but that's the default. I've not made any changes. Okay, so that is to publish a value and I'm connected, and to write a value I put an MQTT publish node, topic is value 1, and subscribe to a single topic, and again I'm pointing to the same server. You may have multiple servers, but point to the MQTT Cool broker, deploy your project. I'm going to clear the debug window, and every 5 seconds I should see there the value. So what it actually does is it comes back as an object. This is debug 4, comes back as an object, and within that object is all the data, if you remember from this view. I've got to fill it in again, unfortunately. So wait 5 seconds, there you go. So all this data you're seeing here, metric value, good, timestamp, etc., is appearing in here. Okay, but the only bit I'm really interested in is the value itself. There, in the metric value, it's double byte, and it's value 897. So that's coming back as an array, message payload array 1. So what I've then done is gone to here and say copy path, created another debug, and if I do Control V, so basically what it's doing is just stripping out the value from that array, because I'm really interested in the value. And there it is, 897. So if I highlight 897, it's coming from that debug node. If I highlight the array, it's coming from that debug node. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm basically reading in Modbus data, sharing it to a broker, reading and writing to it from Node-RED. So what I can also show you now, if I minimize that a bit, put it to the side, put value 1, I can publish a value here from broker, publish, there you go, it's from broker, and if I go to Node-RED, did I see it? Let's try that again, from broker, there, yeah, so I'm communicating to Node-RED. And then if I want to send a value from here, go in here and publish that. There it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically I'm reading and writing to MQTT, and I can see the values in the testing client, but I can also see them in Node-RED. That's it for this video. Hopefully that's given you an insight into how you'd configure MQTT. It's very basic, but at least it gets you on the road to using MQTT. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye for now.